Donating my kidney was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Like, for real. It was hard. It was harder than I expected it to be. So, 10 out of 10. Would I recommend? Keep watching and you will find out.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
So, now we're moving on to point number 4. Your body will change. The way you look going into surgery is not going to be the same as you look when you're out of surgery. Here is where we're going to get to the personal, the good stuff, okay? The real good stuff that they do not tell you. And if I never had a C-section, I did not know about the changes that your body goes through after you have a scar, like the C-section kind of scar. Girl, I didn't know. I wasn't prepared, okay? So you're gonna look totally different, and your scars may keloid. It may happen, and you have to think about this before you go into surgery, because you don't want to come out and not know, like not be prepared. I wasn't prepared. I honestly did not ever think about the fact that my scars may keloid or raise up a little bit, and my scars did not end up keloiding, but one of my scars, and fortunately it's actually the smallest scar, it's a little bit raised. Of course there's some discoloration with all of my scars, not the one above my bikini line, not the C-section scar. But what did change with that is initially when you go into surgery, they have to fill your stomach with gas so that they're able to get to the kidney. So you're going to be bloated for weeks after surgery. You're going to be extremely bloated. One of the main things that they want to make sure you're doing after surgery is walking around, because walking around is going to relieve some of that gas. You're going to want to make sure you're having bowel movements, because that is going to relieve some of the bloating as well. So you're going to be bloated. This is where I get a little bit personal, because I feel like in my head, if you made it this far, we're best friends. So I'm just be honest. So this is what happens, girl. About maybe 3 or 4 weeks after surgery, going into surgery, like I said, I've always been very like small and petite. That's just my build. That's how my mother is, my daughter. We're just really small, very petite. Going into surgery, I wouldn't say I had a flat stomach, but you know, I was smaller. So when I came out of surgery, I expected to be bloated. I did not expect the bloating to last for so long. So when I would look down, like at myself, I'm like, girl, like I can't see certain parts. What's going on? I can't see. This is not how I went into surgery. I did not think I was gonna come out like this. Like, if I had known, I could have been prepared, but I didn't know. So for weeks, I'm looking down and I'm like, where are you, girl? I can't see. I can't, I can't see the cootie cat, So anyways, after a while, and I developed a fupa that was not there before. So I'm like, what is going on? Is this normal? Like, what's going on? So I ended up actually emailing my transplant coordinator, because after a while I was a little concerned. I'm like, listen, I don't know how else to explain this other than saying that I have a pouch above my incision line. I said some would refer to this as a fupa. It's pretty big, it's significant, and girl, is this gonna go away or not? And she hit me back. She's really cool. I love my transplant coordinator, and she's like, yes, this is 100% normal, and it should go away. If it does, it's gonna take some months, but with time, it should eventually either go away or it should get smaller and smaller over time. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, okay. This would have been good to know before the surgery, but okay, we gonna hope that it goes away, you know. Do some crunches, some yoga, and, you know, try to eat right, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm in my 30s, so my body is changing anyways. So, you know, it is what it is. But I want y'all to know, because y'all my girls, I want you guys to know that this can happen to you, so you are not alarmed like I was after surgery, okay? So then another thing is, you may lose your appetite for a very long time. And this is another one of those things I get emotional about. Like, I could not eat, so I did not eat for about 5 days. I was just in a lot of pain, and the gas that fills your stomach up, it makes you feel full. I did not know that before surgery. So you're extremely bloated and you feel full. So I did not eat. The only way that I was allowed out of the hospital was if I started eating, and the only way that my husband was going to leave me alone was if I just tried to eat something. So he literally had to spoon feed me, and this is what I would eat a day. I would eat about 3 or 4 bites of applesauce, or if they brought me a cup of fruit, I would probably eat like 3 or 4 pieces of fruit a day, and then I would drink a lot of water, and that was about it. And honestly, I wasn't drinking as much water as I should have been drinking, but it took a long time to get my appetite back. Like, I did not fully get my appetite back for like a good 2 to 3 weeks, I would say, but I really did not eat for like the first week or 2, which is why I was totally surprised. I was shocked about the fupa, because I didn't know it was normal. I'm like, girl, I ain't ate in like a whole week. I have not eaten. I should not be gaining weight. I should be losing weight. But little did I know. So this is my last what I wish I knew before I tell you guys if I would do it again. The last thing is that you're gonna have to go to the bathroom a lot. And so after surgery, I was home for about a month or so recovering. I actually took an additional 2 weeks off of work. I was supposed to go back 3 or 4 weeks later. I ended up going back about 5 weeks later, or no. So I was supposed to go back about 3 to 4 weeks later. I ended up going back about 6 to 7 weeks later, because it took me a while to recover. But the time that I was off home, the time that I was off and at home, when I started to feel well, me and my husband were just up. Like, we were up at all times of the night. Like, we wouldn't go to bed till like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I did not notice like how often I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night until I had to go back to work. And I'm like, I'm waking up at least 5 to 6 times at night going to the bathroom. So again, I reached out to my transplant coordinator. Y'all, I probably get on her nerves. And I'm like, I always have to go to the restroom. Like, is this normal? What is going on? And she tells me this is completely normal, like nothing to worry about. My kidney is it's currently like growing or expanding to take up like losing the loss of one of them. The kidney that's left kind of like overcompensates, and it just takes a while for like your body to balance out and things to just start working correctly. So for a little bit, I am going to have to go to the restroom more than I normally would. So the recommendation for that is to obviously stop drinking any type of fluids at least 2 hours before you go to bed. And that's helped somewhat. Now that I know that that is normal for your recovery, like I'm not as worried about it. But of course, I was alarmed that I'm going to the bathroom like 6 or 7 times at night, and that's nothing that anybody wants to have to deal with. So that was that. Now, would I do this? Would I donate my kidney again, knowing what I know now? And the answer to that is absolutely. I absolutely would, without hesitation, go through all of this again if I had to, and I had another kidney to get. And the reason for that is that what I felt, what I had to endure, when I think about the thought of losing my husband, when I think about the impact of saving not only one person's life, but 2 people's life, when I think about everything that my husband had to endure when he was on dialysis, when we were in and out of the hospital, everything that we went through over the last 2 years, and then I think about what I had to go through for just 1 month. 1 month, you know, it was 1 month of being in pain. It was a month of being, I'm still uncomfortable, but like a month of being really uncomfortable, just a month of my body just trying to get back to normal, and it's still recovering, but it took a good month to start feeling some type of like regularity. When I think about that compared to fighting for your life, what I went through is nothing. And yes, I could absolutely do it again. Everything that I listed off to you just now showed me how strong I am. Like, I can do all things, literally all things through Christ that strengthens me. Literally. And this whole time, that's what I had to ask for. When I was in pain, when I just literally thought that I couldn't take anymore, I just cried out to God for strength. And every single time that I did, He gave me the strength that I needed, or He surrounded me with the people that I needed to push through. And I was able to push through. And because of a small sacrifice, it's such a small sacrifice. Really, to me, it was a small sacrifice in the grand scheme of things, for somebody to live, and not for one person to live, but for 2 people to live. It just seems like a no-brainer to me. Yes, I would go through it again. Women, we go through that much pain for childbirth, even though I honestly would say that that was more painful than childbirth was. But we go through the pain for things that we want. So yes, I could go through that again to save somebody's life. Would I recommend going through it again? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that you should be informed. Do not be scared to search out the cons of the surgery and what you'll be going through. Because honestly, when I made the decision to donate, I knew that, of course, they tell you the risks. They tell you the cons, what could happen to you during surgery, what could happen to you afterwards. But I did not look into it any further other than what I was told until the day before surgery. That's when I really started looking into things, and I found out some of the struggles that people really had to endure in their recovery one that I will personally say was it was very hard for me to walk for a long time after recovery. If I did too much while I was trying to recover, like if I was standing for too long, if I picked up something, like they tell you, do not carry anything more than like 10 pounds. If I carried something that was maybe 5 pounds or for too long, whatever. It was around the holiday time, so we were trying to cook and get the house, like we did a lot. My body let me know, and I would literally be bent over in pain, like unable to walk. And for a while, I thought I was never gonna be able to walk normally again. And I overcame that, but that was not something that even my transplant coordinator had heard of anybody complaining about. So I had to go through a series of tests after my surgery just to make sure that everything was okay. And thank God all of my tests came back okay. My kidney function is good. CAT scans came back great. So it just took time. It was my body saying that it's gonna take time to recover. Like, you're not a god. It's gonna take a while. Like, you gotta give yourself grace. So I would say, do not be scared to look into the negative outcomes, because I was scared up until the day before, and then I binged watching a lot of negative things, which still didn't describe what I just described to you. And it really wasn't productive because my decision was already made. And of course you can change your minds at any point, but you want to know exactly what's going to happen way before the day of surgery. So if you have any questions, you can get those questions out to your coordinator, to the surgeons, the kidney doctors, and you're getting all the answers that you need to know, and you're informed before you go under the knife. So that's what I would say. And wrapping this video up, I would definitely recommend being a donor. Like, there's no greater good than being able to impact somebody's life by saving their life, especially when you're saving the life of somebody that you know and you're able to see the direct impact that your decision had on their life. This situation has brought me so much closer to God. It's brought me so much closer to my family, so much closer to my husband's family, and most of all, so much closer to him. I would not want to go back through this if I had to do it again. No, I would not want to go back through it again, but I'm grateful for the journey that we had. I'm grateful for our resilience during this journey, and I'm just so grateful for life. I'm grateful for my life, for my husband's life, the life of all the people that I love. I just have so much gratitude from this whole experience. So these are all the things that I wish I knew before donating. Yes, I would absolutely donate again if I had to. And yes, I do recommend that if you're ever in a situation where someone that you know or love may need a kidney and you're able to donate, yes, I would recommend that you do, even if it's somebody that you don't know. The person who donated to my husband did so anonymously. They did not know my husband. They had no idea. They didn't even have a recipient to donate to. They literally were like, you know what? I don't have anybody to donate my extra organ to, but I'd love to donate it to this person who needs it. So, hey, don't know him from a can of paint, but this is what I would like to do. And that person's decision has changed my husband's life. In return, the decision that I made has changed my husband's life and has changed somebody else's life that we don't know. So I would recommend. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you like to hear more stories and life lessons from me, please make sure that you subscribe to our channel. If this video helped you in some way, please make sure that you like this video and comment down below. Let me know if this video helped you. Let me know what kind of content you'd like to see. Let me know how you're finding me. I do respond back, so hey, let's talk, let's chat in the comments. All right, thank you so much for joining in, and please tune in as I will be back with another video next week.